So as many of you guys know, 2021 is coming to a close, and I just wanted to do like a little recap of the year, just to show some of the songs that I've made, how I made them, just thoughts and how I've done. So as we know, I didn't have a lot of things that I've got right now. This camera I did not have at the beginning of the year. The Charlie J stickers I didn't have at the beginning of the year. Didn't have any CDs. And the main thing that I set out to achieve this year, I managed to do. So I can't really complain. I do music full time now. For those who don't know as well, I just want to show you guys, some of the things I did, some of the process behind, and just sort of to capture me and what I'm like at the end of 2021, so I can look back as well, but also you guys can look back if you're watching this in the future. So I'm Charlie J, and this is kind of a end of 2021 documentary for you guys. So some of you guys may be familiar with my EP Middle Times. You'll also be familiar that I did a documentary about that, which showed the setup. Well, it's still the same setup. This time next year, I do hope to have a different setup. I hope to have this all portable. You will find out shortly. But the first track that I released this year that wasn't covered in that documentary was probably Mention the J. And that song was actually written back at the end of last year, so about a year ago. And I forget why I wrote it. I was, I must have been going through something at the time. I don't know why. But it was one of the most personal tracks I ever wrote. And I was originally going to just sit on it. I wasn't going to release it. But I had this conversation from a few of my mates. So first off, it was Lewis. So shout out to Lewis. I showed him the track and he really liked it. And then the second person was Katie, who some of you guys know. She's my guitarist. I remember it would have been about the middle of February, and we were just having a conversation, just a deep convo late at night. And I showed her this song, and she said that I needed to release it. So before Middle Times came out, I shot a music video for the track. I also, released the song. And I just wanted to show you like some of the beats that I make, just some of the process behind it, because some of them are more complicated than others, but this one was actually a fairly simple track to make. But we'll have a look at that now. Or Mention the J, this is just the instrumental. The vocals were layered on top of it. The final track was mixed and mastered by Still Isaac. So shout out to Isaac as well. One of my mates that I've known for ages, and I'll say ages, like 3 years, feels like a lifetime though. But he was the one who helped mix this track. But as you can see, it just starts with the sample. And the sample came from a DJ paying One Unfinished Fridays, which are brilliant for samples. But if you just listen now. But like that to me was beautiful. Like that was all the emotion I needed. And all I did then was just layered some drums. As you can see, we've got a hi-hat loop, a clap layered with a snare, and some kicks. And I believe that was it. Nowadays I actually do my drums different, because when we made this, I say we, it was just me, I don't know what I'm saying. I was dragging and dropping all the samples. Okay, cool. The hi-hat loop was cut and it's got a little bit of that groove in it. But since then, I do my drums differently. It seemed to be quite on the grid, but I'll show you how I do my drums later. But that's literally all there was to the beat. And then this is like EQ'd out. I just dropped that into a new track. If we have a look, see, I've got an EQ there just to add some variety. But that's all it is. I just needed something to express, like a track that allowed me to express myself, my thoughts and my feelings. So that was all there really was to that track, like, to be honest, and it worked and it did its job. Yeah, and basically that's all there was to Mention the J. It's a fairly simple track, but it was probably the first track that I released that really seemed to resonate with an audience. I had people who were messaging me, telling me how they felt the same way. It's quite a deep track, it's like, I've never been in love, and other than my mum, see, I question all my friends, like, do they really love me? And like, people come and people go, but never do they stay. I'm just happy for the moments and the memories we made. So it's kind of like a deep, like, reflecting track. And I feel like, especially at the time that we were in, you got to think back, we were in a lockdown during that part of the year in the UK. And there was people that we wanted to see that we couldn't see. And, people were losing connections with their friends and families. And I feel like it really resonated. But that being said, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but even if we just turn the camera here and we have a look, you can see this little guy there, little webcam. Believe it or not, despite Zoom being everywhere, I didn't have a webcam until probably like May this year, June this year. We've got the little Blue Yeti mic there as well, as you can see, just here. My Rode mic's in the corner, which I used to record my tracks. But I did start a podcast as well, which we'll get onto later. But after Mention the J came out, we had Middle Times, as we can see the little CD here. We've got the cover on the back. We did shoot a music video as well for Mention the J. But like I say, I covered a lot of Middle Times. I mean, look at the CD. I mean, look at that. We've got the CD done and everything. I did learn though, this is the tip, CDs don't sell as well as T-shirts. T-shirts sell a lot better than the CDs because everyone's like, oh, I don't have anything to play the CDs on, but anyone who has bought them, thank you. Enough of the rambling though. After Middle Times came out, we went to do the music video for the remix of Solo, which although it's the remix was actually the original version. So shout out to No Bouchard, shout out to Jacob White Media, and we went down to Chepstow. My brother came along as well, and also Ant, who's Jacob's friend. And this was Middle Times came out on the Friday. Saturday we shot the video for the Solo remix, and then the Sunday, which was Easter Sunday, was also my birthday and my brother's birthday, both of them. So because I'm a triplet, we all share the same birthday. So yeah, we shot the video then, and that was part of a different promo strategy because I started following this guy called Jesse Cannon, and he talked about sort of spreading your content out, because in the past I just released everything on the same day. So Solo was the start of a different approach where I thought, right, I'm going to spread out, you know, the original version of Solo is on the EP, then we're going to drop the audio for the remix, and then we're going to drop the video for the remix. And that took me up to May, and May was a very interesting time, but the remix for Solo, that set me up really well, that video, and I will show you shortly how that did as well. But again, once again, props to No Bouchard coming through on the track. I just felt that version fitted better as a single rather than on the album, in context of everything. And shout out to Jacob for shooting a brilliant video, and my mum says it's her favourite video that I've shot, so big ups to you, Jacob. So I think the next thing to discuss, which was chronologically the next thing, were Lie No More and Sunshine. And I kind of grouped these two tracks together because they were made about the same time. They were made April this year, and it's kind of important because one of the things that sort of led to this was my brother buying me Voodoo by D'Angelo on CD. So I used to pop that in my car, and I used to just listen to it all the time. So I already used to like, you know, that album, but that album's now become my favourite album of all time. I love the grooves on it, I love the vibes. But I think this is an important part of looking at the process, because here is the original demo for Sunshine and Lie No More. And if anyone's ever looked at the credits at Lie No More, you will see that there's actually a lot of like collab process on this. If you look, this is the actual file for the beat. As we can see, I got the original, I believe this was yeah, this is the keys, which is like a Rhodes loop I got from a sample pack. Got a drum fill, the drums that I've added in. As you can see, this is different from Mention the J. We actually used an MPD to actually play that in, and I'll show you on the camera in a second, for both the shaker and the drums themselves, like the kick and the snare. I played some bass in, but that got re-recorded, and then we've got all of the other extra bits. Strings, I do not believe they were used in the final thing. We also have the actual original idea for the melody when I made the song. I'll show you later as well. But this is the original version. If you be my type of vibe with my eyes were so. We're gonna go back. But this is the original version of the track. If you know the intro, you'll know it's very different. See, this is just the sample. I don't wanna lie no more. You be my type of vibe with my eyes were so. I know you never had any time to talk. So come and by my side and we'll take. And like, there's nothing wrong with the song, but it just got taken to another level. So I believe the first thing I did was I think I got Katie to do the guitar and the bass on the track, because there was another bass line in there that I wrote in, but the new one that she did was a million times better, groovy as hell. Katie always records like a million different takes. You can't see that here, but I'm always grateful for that, because it allows me to choose the best bits. The solo outro is there. Was actually chopped up from a couple of different takes, because there was a little like glitch in one of the takes, but beautiful once again. I'll show you though as well. When I actually made this track, I recorded in an idea for the hook while I was recording it. I'm thinking, yo, I think let's listen now. And that became like, I'm not gonna do that, but that became like line no more, you know, that I don't wanna lie no more. You be my type of vibe when my eyes are sore. But obviously there's that layers and stuff to it as well. Tanya came in, she added a higher layer. I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing the drums on this with the little grooves that were coming through. The fill really added to it. My mate Toby, he added some trumpets. I didn't know what it was going to sound like at first, but as you can see, he's got like 4-5 different layers for these trumpets, which I cut up and added to it, and it just became beautiful, and that became the track it is today. Sunshine's pretty much, it's kind of a bit more similar to the original version, but the same sort of vein as that as well. Again, groove on the drums. That was a guitar sample, I believe, in Sunshine. Same time frame, same sort of place I was in my life. When I wrote that track as well, Sunshine, I literally went downstairs and had to show my mum because it's such a beautiful track. But yeah, that's Sunshine in Lie No More, and Lie No More to this day is like a crowd favourite when I perform it live. Like I remember performing it in the Moon Club and everyone just going crazy after it finished. So yeah, I'm glad that these two tracks came together. Cool. But yeah, if we just like focus on the drums just for a minute and we listen. You can sort of tell that the drums are very Questlove inspired when it comes to it, because like if I can even if I zoomed in on the actual file itself, I'm not sure if we can see with the camera, but if we just zoom in all the way, you can kind of tell like the drums themselves are not actually on the grid, and the reason for this is because I was actually playing them in with the MPD itself. An MPD is like an MPC, it's just without the computer inside it. So if we, for example, actually arm this and you go to, I forget which pad it was on now. Oh, cool, it'll be here. I think that's now not on the one shot, it's just a different setting that's on classic. But if we go. But you see there's like little grooves, and the reason why I changed that up was because I actually saw an interview with Timbaland, and he was actually saying that he never puts anything on the grid, like he always plays everything in. And I'm thinking like, who does drums better than Timbo? Like the guy's got some of the best drums in the game, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that myself, keep it a little bit more natural, and it really helped with especially like this track and some of my future releases as well. So big ups to Timbaland for that tip that was said right there. I'm actually going to take the camera freehand here because although a lot of people didn't know, as you can see there are lots of demos here. This was just a collab I did for someone. But this track here, the Don't Want a Man track, we're going to play in a little bit, was actually supposed to be the third track out of Lie No More and Sunshine. That was supposed to be the third release. And with that release, it was supposed to be a 3-part music video as well. It was going to be the music video that a lot of you guys have seen for Lie No More when I'm in the Green Machine was going to be a follow-up where it's because it finishes. I'm at the Port Call Cafe. I was supposed to be at Rest Bay. I was supposed to be waiting for someone, and I was supposed to meet them inside the cafe, and it was going to go to Sunshine. And the idea we originally had for the music video of that was I was going to have a mannequin. I was going to be like walking along the beach with a mannequin, doing date stuff with a mannequin. And it was supposed to sort of relay off that, and then the last track, this Don't Want a Man, which we're gonna play now, that was originally supposed to feature Midnight Biz, but we never got his verse. I don't think he'll watch this. He's a talented guy, but at the end of the day, it just sort of fizzled out. And some of the connections I had when it came to creating those videos, like I'm not gonna call this person out, but I got let down on the music video for Sunshine, and it was kind of like, there's no hard feelings. It was just one of those things. So I kind of decided to move on and just I got the visualizer done for Sunshine and some promo with campaigns from there. But this Don't Want a Man track, I don't know if I'm going to finish it or not, to be honest. No, it's kind of like it's been and done. I got 2 verses recorded anyway for myself, but it just feels like it needed that feature to kind of level it up, and maybe the production as well. She don't want a man, ayy, how'd it pan out? She flirting with a homie from the background. You can zoom in. Knowing when it's over, you be background. Gotta ask yourself, hey, what's the plan now? She don't want a man. So yeah, thinking back like after those singles were done, after the promo was done for Solo, you got to remember that this was like the beginning of May, getting up to middle May. We were just about starting to get out of like lockdown here in Wales. I think it was like the 10th of May the gyms finally got back, which was a big thing for me. I love the gym. And to be honest, like I'd worked throughout the whole pandemic, and we had a fair bit of drama going on in my work. I won't get onto it. Some of you guys know. But my mental health wasn't brilliant, and I decided that, well, I was not in a fit state to work, basically. And with this month that I had off, after I had no break throughout the pandemic. You got to remember, I've been working retail since the beginning of the pandemic. No breaks, limited holidays, sometimes not even taking holidays because we're just non-stop working. Anyone who's in retail will know about this. We've all been through the same thing. And this month I had off, I just set a goal, just a task. Every day I wanted to try and work on side hustles. I wanted to get myself out of this job. And that was like I just really put a push towards it. And every single day, I was working towards that. I mean, I do have a private Instagram page dedicated to this. A few people will know about it. Not too many, because unfortunately when you are off, although the doctor's like, yeah, you're suffering with your mental health, you need to do stuff that, that keeps you active. You can't just sit in your house the whole day and do nothing. You need to keep yourself going. I understand that some people would not be happy with saying, oh, if he's fit enough to do this, then he should be working or whatever. But yeah, I just focused, and so many things came from that month. It was honestly the best thing I've ever done. I'm not gonna like legit the best thing I've ever done. Some of you guys will know the podcast, Chat with Charlie. That started because of that time I had off. I had time to actually sit down and be like, right, what do I want to do with my music? I started releasing 3 beats every week on my side page, Charlie J Beats. Unfortunately, nothing really came from that, but we kept doing it. I was releasing more a cappella kits for my vocals. I went back and did my first show since the pandemic up in Morecambe. Shout out to More Music for sorting me out with that. They were amazing. They sorted out my travel. They sorted out my accommodation. I provided them a beautiful spoken word piece some of you guys may have seen called One Day. We shot a video for it and everything as well. But it was just amazing to get back performing. And as well, my family dog Daisy, she passed away at the end of this month. And it was just great to be able to spend more time with her as well. I know it's a bit more of a personal one, but it all links in with the music, because it was really that month that set me up when it came to my client work as well. It was from that I was able to start getting client work, and eventually that's what's been able to pay my bills. So I'm truly grateful for that time. But throughout summer was basically a lot of client work, a lot of actual work as well. I was sometimes doing like 14, 15, 16-hour days where I wake up in the morning, I'll be recording something or messaging clients, and then I'll be working from 2 o'clock till 11 o'clock at Tesco, and then come back at the night, and then I'd be messaging the clients again. So like sometimes I was even missing the gym. Like I'd be recording the stuff in the morning, like the tracks, making the demos, making beats with some of these guys, video ideas. I got stuff for like TikTok for people, all sorts, and it was good because, to be honest, being that busy and actually having like the 2 incomes coming in at once was great. And one of the things that a lot of people have actually seen as well was I ended up on a Carl Beats video, which I will pull up now, but that ended up with, I think it's got about 3.8 million views right now, like 3.8 million views, which to me was just insane because nothing like that had happened. The guy messaged me, and I didn't even realize like at first like that it was him. It was just a random account, and tell the truth, he actually underpaid what he was required. But I just remember like I was speaking to my mum, I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to get this done so I don't get a bad review. So I did. Like I over delivered, and I messaged after I sent it saying, next time you got to pay for the full thing. You can't just pay and then ghost and then expect anything from it. But yeah, it just turned up in a video. I remember someone said, "Oh, you're in the thumbnail of the new Carl Beats video," and I'm like, really? So I checked it, and I'm like, oh cool, I'm in the thumbnail. I'm like scrolling through whatever, and at the beginning I'm in the video. I'm like, oh sick. I just remember I went to the end and the adrenaline. I'll tell you what, seeing me, like, this is a big platform. The guy's got 500,000 subscribers. I remember seeing it. I'm like, yo, like, and then I'm thinking, oh shit, you know, if he says anything bad, could ruin my reputation. And he seemed to be vibing with it. And in the end, he's like, oh, I don't know if it weren't for the British accent. And I'm like, a bit like, I don't know about that. But then, like, he didn't tag any of us in the video, but I went in the comments section and I'm just reading through the comments, just replying to everything. Loads of positivity from everyone in the comments. And I doubled my YouTube subscribers. Sunshine was my most recent song at the time. That's now got more than doubled the views it's got. Everyone's checking it out, being like, yo, this is sick. And I had people in real life being like, yo, I seen you on that video. And I'm like, that's cool. I had people who'd not messaged me in ages. People on the scene as well, the music scene in Wales, who'd not messaged me or ignored me for ages. And they're like, yo, I seen you on this Carl Beats video at the end. And it was quite nice, to be fair. I did have another video this year that's nearly on 1 million. That was the BBC Sesh video about having 2 mums. So not really music related. I didn't really get anything from that. I also ended up on, I think they're called Nerd Out Music, on their page as well, for something that I worked on. And they got like 3.3 million subscribers. The video's not really blown up, but it was just weird, like, having that sort of interaction. And like I said, I was just completely oblivious to it for the most part at the beginning, because I was just working, non-stop working. And maybe I didn't get to spend as much time on my own projects because of that, but it kept my tool sharp. I featured on a track that Man Like Vision did. Big ups to Man Like Vision. Vision's incredible. You know, we did a cypher as well back on, when was this? July. I got a new car at the end of June. Great sound system. I remember we drove up to the middle of the valleys, middle of nowhere. Me, Truth, Vision. Truth's incredible too, but I think Vision got me on that cypher. To be fair, he mad verse, incredible verse, great performer too. So big ups to Vision. And I remember he had a track and he sent it to me. I just got the camera, so at the time I was shooting something with Mags and Zippy. Big ups Mags and Zippy as well. They showed me a bit how to use the camera and taught me some stuff. And like I came back home, recorded that verse for him, and then again that was one of those things where it's like I met people and they're like, oh, you're the guy on Vision's track. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Although like I'd been there before and I've been, you know, giving out business cards and stuff. I don't think people clicked. I don't think people realised that like I was that guy. But yeah, it's good, and that showed me the importance of collaboration as well. Yeah. So I think the next things that sort of coincide with each other, you're wondering, Charlie, what's this cheap mic you got? With the live performances, you can see I've got the little picture in the background there, which was taken by my brother. But yeah, sort of end of August, I had a message then. This was just after, funny enough, How About You came out with Vision. And it was the Moon Club. They were in Cardiff. They're like, yo, we got this gig. And it's dates changed. We need some acts to perform. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to perform. I had like 2 days. You got to remember, I've got everything going on at the moment. I'm like rehearsing the set, rehearsing. Obviously, I performed a set when I went to Morecambe early in the year. But this is my first one back in Wales. I'm like hyped to do it. Oh, yeah, I did an open mic night as well, bloody hell, in the summer in Bristol. So I performed twice across the border, but I hadn't performed in Wales since things opened up. So, you know, I've got this little mic that connects to a little busking speaker that I've got as well. And I'm rehearsing in the hallway. Brother hates it when I do that. He's like, oh, I don't like it when it's all that stuff sounding funny from the outside. It sounds like proper X, Y, and Z. But yeah, no, that was the first gig I did when I came back. When I was there, spoke to Chew. Chew said that they're resorting out the gig that he had originally for Porters as well. So I did that gig as well, which was amazing. That Porters gig. Pretty much all my mates came down. It was like a crossover event. People who'd never met each other before were selling their t-shirts. We had Beth on the merch stand. Shout out to Beth. And the camera as well, which obviously I'm using here. The Canon M50 Mark II, which I got. I've even got a gimbal now. We'll pull out the gimbal here, which connects to it. Some of you guys may have seen. We've got the Charlie.jpeg page. Charlie_JPEG_, the actual name for it. So we're busy with that. But that came about because I was working, serving some customers, and Kron came. Some of you guys will know Kron, he's a rapper. around here on the scene, and he came up and he was like, oh, I just wish I could have someone to do my music videos. I want to do one a month. And it just clicked in my mind then. I'm thinking, because my mum had said time and time again, everywhere I go, people would ask me to be like, yo, Charlie, do you know anyone who does music videos? Yo, Charlie, do you know anyone who does this? Do you know? And I'd always direct them to like a couple of people who I made a fair bit of money directing clients and stuff. But then my mum's like, you should do that. And it just clicked then. He's like, I want a music video a month. And I'm thinking, if I could do a music video a month for like 200 quid, which was like, you know, what I tend to pay for these music videos and stuff at the time, that's 200 quid extra that I could be getting a month. It just seemed like a no-brainer. And it just clicked then. And I just, right. So I went out, got myself a camera, you know, did a bit of research. Shout out to my mum as well. She was actually interested in it. So she did a little bit of research herself as well. And we got the camera. And like when I'd gone to events and stuff then, I just started taking pictures and videos when I was going to these places, as well as like performing, as well as the tracks that I've produced myself as well. And then before I know it, I'm doing absolutely everything. I've got the gimbal to make things stable. I'd been popping along as well to some of Magnus's, it's actually his hoodie, Magugu, hey Gugu gang, to some of his video shoots, just doing some behind the scenes stuff, just get some practice and a bit of a portfolio up. But yeah, that's just what became of it. And then sort of through September, October, I'm doing the same thing, promoting my last couple of singles as well, which were Sunshine and Lie No More, still doing client work. And then it was sort of, yeah, September, that's when it came to the point where I'm like, right, I was just so busy, no time for myself, and I was able to give my job up, and I was able to be free and be a free agent and just do music, which was beautiful. And it will get to the point where I got an EP coming out at the beginning of the year, but one of the tracks in it, the Until You're Free, was written on the last day that I worked. I wrote that song in the morning. It's produced by Quan Lee. Me and Quan Lee have a project together. He's an amazing producer in America, and I think it just captivated what I was feeling at the time, just to finally be free. You know, the job that I had served its purpose, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And yeah, then I was free. And then October, November, I was just literally in Bristol non-stop, just watching artists, getting inspired, preparing as well for a gig that I had at Honey Sessions that was supposed to be in December. New single Loved came out recently as well. That was the end of November. I did a gig in Swansea, which is the one you can see at the back here. And yeah, no, it was all good. Just following people around, more jam sessions. It's just been really enjoyable, and I got a really nice sort of group of people around me now when it comes to making music and stuff. So that's kind of been the year in recap, and hopefully this has not gone on too long. But I've got a little something just to play at the end, just to thank all you guys. Just a little freestyle track. But yeah, no, like I say, thank you all for tuning in. This has just sort of been an insight into the journey for this year. It'd be cool to do another one at the end of next year as well, just to look back and sort of compare how far things have come. But yeah, like I say, I've been Charlie J. You can find my music everywhere. Official Charlie J on Instagram. I have like these stickers, and still got the business cards, still got the stickers. 2022, we got all sorts of plans. You know, I'm going to start putting on shows myself. You will see that. There will be one for the new EP. I'm planning on doing one for my birthday. Obviously, restrictions or whatever could change some of these events, but if it is possible, I will do that. But yeah, like I say, thank you. And looking back as 21 is coming close, couple things that I achieved, so I know I got a toast. It was a job I got to leave, on my own I stayed afloat. So I travel overseas, staying focused in my boat. And maybe I shouldn't boast, a couple times I lost my course. It was rest in peace to Daisy, all the joy she ever brought. And even when I'm crazy, I still keep you in my thoughts. Since 06 been the family, 15 years, it felt so short. Sure that life is better now the summer has passed, although I'm mostly on my own, a couple others I thank. Still tell my mothers I love them with every chance, cause they're the ones who raised me from the days I couldn't stand. Tell the truth, I know I'm glad me and Katie gotten closer. Callum, I got to know you writing demos on your sofa. And Meza finally met after a year of sending texts. When I'm looking at my circle, I can always say I'm blessed. And Isaac's still my man, he put a mix in every track. So I guess I use this verse as my way of saying thanks. Could have Katie on guitar, Callum singing in the back. I tell the truth, it was basically a band. That's all I ever was just a man with a plan. I'm still shouting out Tom, his support. support every chance. So when I do a show, going Bristol, going home, you would come right back from uni and you with me on the road. It was cold, even Jack's doing his part. I know he's a little bit shy, but he's using his heart. So Tom and Jack, they were my brothers, you know. That's the way I was raised, to keep my family close. So dear summer, no, I'll never forget all the people that shine when it was cold and it's wet. And Dave would hit my line, share my music again. Big ups Larynx Entertainment, showing love in my ends. Even shouting out at Leary and Rich, cause when it comes to promo, they help steering the ship. Couple names that I probably missed, from Zippy and Mags, and every message from Sis. So dear summer, I just wanted to say that I'm grateful for this journey, and I'm grateful every day. So thank you everyone for supporting all the way, as 2022 was set in place. Yeah, I always wanted to do one of those tracks, like Last Call off the College Dropout, so I guess this is kind of that. So obviously, big ups to everyone. I know there's people I forgot. I got a project coming out with Quan Lee in the new year. It's gonna be music all year round, shows, videos, everything. So once again, big ups, love to everyone who supported, everyone who's helped. You know, I do 90% of the stuff myself, but you guys add those finishing touches and you guys get it out there. So big ups to everyone. Yeah. So yeah, I've been Charlie J. I'm sure you know the name by now, but big ups to all you.